Hi there. In this video, we'll walk you through the new project page, one place where you can review your design, configure your parts and board, explore pricing, and place your order. Everything for your selected project and revision lives in a single place. The page is organized into three main tabs: Parts, Board, and Viewer, with your project controls and live quote always visible at the top. Let's start with a quick look at those controls. At the top of the page, you can switch between project revisions and download your project assets. Open the menu beside Download Assets to download individual files, including your BOM, schematics, and DFM report. If the DFM report is still being generated, it will appear grayed out and become available to download once it's ready, usually 10 to 15 minutes after upload. The Project Actions menu also lets you add a revision, duplicate the project, or upload firmware. To the right, you'll see your live quote, your build quantity, estimated ship date, and current price. We'll come back to pricing in a moment. First, let's explore the tabs, starting with Parts. The Parts tab is where you review and manage your project's bill of materials. The table brings together each part's footprint, approved alternatives, placements, sourcing, quantity, pricing, and current status, all in one view. You can search for any part or narrow the table with filters: placed, partially placed, or unplaced parts, consigned parts, through hole parts, missing approvals, insufficient stock, or reference designator. Selecting a row opens the part detail panel on the right. Here, you can review the part's information, choose which placements should be fitted, and mark any others as DNP, do not place. Update placements one at a time or use Fit All to change them together. Any change that affects pricing automatically starts a new quote. While that happens, the header shows requoting, and the affected columns in the table show a yellow dot indicating they are updating in the background. Once quoting finishes, the updated pricing appears. The Parts tab also helps you resolve missing or unavailable parts. When a part needs approval or has insufficient stock, a banner appears beneath the header. Clicking it takes you straight to the Parts tab, applies the relevant filter, and highlights where to start. Open the affected part to see suggested catalog alternatives. You can approve a suggestion with a single click, search the full catalog, or add a custom part when needed. Once the affected BOM lines are resolved, the project automatically requotes with the updated parts and sourcing. Next up is the Board tab. On the left, you'll see the specifications extracted from your design files: layer count, board dimensions, and minimum feature sizes. For standard stack-ups, you'll also see the manufacturing stack-up, its layers, and the final board thickness. On the right is the board configuration panel. Here you can choose your solder mask and silkscreen colors, select a standard stack-up, or describe a non-standard one and configure thickness, copper weights, dielectric material, and surface finish. You can also specify gold fingers via plugging, via fill and cap, blind or buried vias, panelization, castellated edges, impedance control, and any custom requirements. As you make changes, the project page checks how your settings affect quoting and production options. Lightning bolt icons highlight options that help your project qualify for ProtoBoard, our rapid turn prototyping service. If a setting disqualifies the project, the ProtoBoard notice explains why. And clicking an actionable item takes you directly to the relevant setting, so you can decide whether to adjust it for faster production. Clock icons identify options that require manual review. When a project needs a manual quote, the page explains which settings are likely responsible and links you back to them. Once your changes are saved, our CAM team is notified and will typically review the project within 24 hours. The final tab is the Viewer. Here, you can inspect the top and bottom of your board or view its individual layers. You can also overlay component placements and filter them by reference designator, making it easy to visually verify specific parts of your design. With your parts and board configured, let's look at pricing. Back at the top of the page, choose your build quantity and ship date, and the price updates to match. Clicking the price opens a full breakdown of board, parts, and assembly costs, with both unit prices and estimated totals. Want to compare options? Quote Explorer shows pricing across different quantities and ship dates, making it easy to find the configuration that works best for your project. Below the price, you'll see how long the quote remains valid. If you need more time to review or get approval, you can lock the quote, extending its validity and freezing the current configuration. While a quote is locked, changes to the BOM, board specification, and firmware are disabled, and the page gives you a quick way to unlock it whenever you're ready to make changes. When everything's ready, click Proceed to Order in the top right corner. The first step is to confirm the project. You'll see a visual preview of the board along with summaries of your parts and board configuration. Review these carefully, then acknowledge that you've reviewed and approved the design. Next, choose your shipping address, shipping service, and payment method. If your payment method requires a purchase order, you'll be asked for a PO number. The quote summary gives you a final breakdown of the project, shipping, tax, and total cost, and you can lock or download the quote from here if you need to share it for approval. Once everything looks right, click Place Order, and your project is on its way into production. The new project page gives you one clear place to review your design, source your parts, configure your board, and move confidently from quote to production. Thanks for watching.